So it has come to my attention that some of my viewers think that I have become a sellout. Can you believe that they're questioning whether or not I'm selling out? That's an incredibly stupid question. Of course I'm selling out. I don't know about you all. I do not know about the average YouTube viewer. But my friends, I actually have bills to pay. Do you know how much vegan dog food costs? Holy crap, that's a lot of money. So anyways, I just want to talk about this for a second because I will be going to the Ai4 conference in the beginning of August. I put a couple of social media posts out there about this, and I literally saw that I was getting pushed back over this, but like, oh, whatever, selling out or whatnot. So I figured I'd talk about this a little bit. Now to be clear, I'm getting media pass. Media pass. Crystal 100% clear. I get tickets to this thing for free because I'm media, right? That's one of the things when I go to most conferences, almost every conference nowadays, I always get a media pass, so I do not pay a dime. It's one of the reasons why I tell people that I never recommend a conference to anybody, right? I will talk about the good things, and I'll also talk about the bad things, but as I always say, you do you, because one of the things being a personality, being an influencer, a lot of people have this really stupid idea of if I tell them to do something, that means they're gonna be more successful. And it's like, no, it's an event. Maybe good things will happen. Probably not, to be honest with you. Probably it's gonna be a crappy ass tech event. I'm just telling you that this thing exists. I do think the tickets are around $2,000. You do with that as you want. I have seen some pushback too with the ticket price for these things. Now listen, back when I had my actual business, when I had my employees and all that, I did pay the full freight tickets back then. And even back in the 2007, 2008, there were events that I would spend $2,000 to $3,000 for. And so the big thing that you have to be thinking about is, what is your ROI? What is your expected ROI when you go to an event? So back when I was actually selling products, my big thing was just finding products to sell, right? Our minimum labor cost was $100 an hour. And as I said, when I sold projects, sometimes the hourly rate that was not disclosed was a lot. Let's just say a lot. So I went to an event and I dropped $5,000 going to an event. Airfare, travel, food, a couple $1,000 for the tickets, right? If I go there and I find like voice over IP telephone systems, so back in the day, VoIP systems, those were still new. Those were an amazing moneymaker. That was well worth the time. Surveillance systems made us a lot of money back in the day. So if I go, right, and I find a product that I can sell with an incredibly high markup, right, I invest $5,000, I earn $200,000. That is what we call a good investment. That is what we call the capitalist system. So when you're looking at something like Ai4, one of the big questions, or any technology event, one of the big questions is what do you really expect to walk away from? If you go to something like this, what is a reasonable expectation that you're gonna walk away from? So for me, I do get a media pass. Now I do get snarky with a lot of tech events with these damn media passes, because they're like, we let you in for free. And like, jackasses, coming to a free event costs a shocking amount of money. I still have to pay for airfare. I still have to pay for hotel. I still have to pay for food. I still have to pay for airport parking out of my pocket. So even when I go to a tech event, it is still going to cost me a decent amount of money to go, even with a media pass. So going to Ai4, Treasure Island, I'm going to show you, is shockingly inexpensive. So this is probably going to cost me sub $1,000. So I have to see what airfare is going to look like. Oh, there is airfare. I don't know. This is probably going to cost me about $1,000. So when I look at going to this kind of thing, the big question is okay, well, why is Eli going to go to Ai4, especially when he's snarking about artificial intelligence all the time? It's because, as an influencer, as somebody who talks into a camera, I need stuff to scream about. Good, bad, ugly. I honestly don't really care. I need something to talk about. So going to events like this, if you notice, as I go to different events, if I do different things, I talk about these stories, right? These are things that give me stories to talk about. It gives me examples to talk about. It gives me people to talk about, all of that kind of stuff. And again, this is a stupid job. To be 100% clear, being a YouTube influencer is the dumbest job I've ever had in my life. Doesn't mean it doesn't pay. It does pay. So screw it, I'm here. So that's the big reason. Why I'm putting money on the table to go to this thing is because I'll get stories, the whole 9 yards. I have found for media, they seem to be pretty good. So I've gone to a lot of events over the years as far as media is concerned. And most of the events are kind of like CES. When you go to CES and you have a media badge, basically you get a badge. You get a place to go. They have like they have a few media lounges around the area, around the conference. They give you coffee. They give you lunch. They give you free lunch. There you go. You don't have to pay for that once you pay the airfare to get there. But like with CES, that's about all you get. That's honestly, most of the conferences I go to, they give you the media lounge. They'll give you a little bit of advice, a little bit of help. They do give you free lunch, sometimes free breakfast. And that's about it. One of the things I like with Ai4 is they seem to be more like Web Summit. So I adore Web Summit. To be clear, I adore Web Summit as far as media is concerned. If you're a startup founder, I'm not recommending shit. I am a bit curious about Web Summit when it comes to startup founders. For me, it's fact. They are fucking wonderful. Web Summit is amazing. Basically, as soon as you get your media pass, they ask you for a list of people that you want to talk to. They reach out to those people. They set up times for you to actually be able to sit down and talk with folks. This is where I had an interview with the CEO of D-Wave all the way back in 2019 or something like that, right? Literally just communications went through, sat there talking to the CEO of a quantum computing company a couple of years ago, right? That is the kind of stuff that Web Summit does, and it's fabulous. One of the things that I will say with Ai4 is they seem, as far as media is concerned, to be close to the Web Summit. They seem to be closer to Web Summit than to CES. I've talked with the media folks there already. They've already asked me for a list of people that I would like to talk to. They're willing to do the outreach to get in touch with those people. So a lot of that seems to be going very well. And so again, that's one of the things that I look for is, how hard is this going to be, right? Am I going to be the dumbass media geek that gets dropped into a conference? What am I doing here? Sometimes it feels that way. You're just like, what am I doing here? The nice part of this, they seem to do connections and all that kind of stuff. So these are some of the things that I'm thinking about with going with Ai4. I do have a good buddy of mine that I do respect that's exited many startup companies, recently exited an AI company. Came to find out he actually went to Ai4 last year. He's actually a speaker and doing some other stuff at Ai4 this year. So again, that goes back to people that I know. And I just kind of put this out there. I had no idea if anybody else was going. So anyways, that's that. So should you go to Ai4? I don't know if you actually think there's going to be like a return on going there. If you're looking at actually, in fact, deploying AI into the real world, or more importantly, more valuable, if you're trying to find arguments for why your executives shouldn't touch this shit with a 20-foot pole, right? This might be a good reason to go. Get some ideas. That's the thing. One of the things is when you go to these events, right, you simply get information. How you use that information is kind of up to you, right? You go to all the vendors, you find out what the costs are going to be, and you go back to the CEO and you're like, hey, would you like an additional $500,000 cost for the organization every year? No? Okay, well, let's not do AI for a little while. Right? That's the kind of stuff that you can do. So anyways, that's what I'm looking at. If we take a look at it, again, 12,000 attendees. So 12,000 attendees, if you're looking at attendee numbers, CES is insane. So CES, I remember CES got to like 140,000. And then after the Great Recession happened, it dropped to 125,000. I'm telling you, 125,000 at CES seemed boring. It seemed empty. It was like, where is everybody at 125,000? Nowadays, I guess CES is about 180,000. But one of the things you have to think about when you look at numbers, 12,000 versus 180,000, is CES takes over all of Las Vegas. This seems to be only in the Venetian Hotel. Most likely, from what I can tell, it's the Sands Convention Center. So if you know the Sands Convention Center, which is kind of like the stock standard convention center a lot of smaller conventions go to, this is probably where it's going to be at. And so when you start thinking about the numbers, I used to go there with like Interop. So ISC West, there's something called ISC West back in the day. There was Interop back in the day. They were all in about that 12,000 attendee point. And so I would say with 12,000 attendees, that's a good number for some place like the Sands Convention Center. I think that will be a reasonable number there. They said they got like 400 vendors in the exhibit hall. We'll see how that actually works out. One of the things you have to worry about with vendors is there's vendors. Vendors. I have no idea what these vendors are going to look like. They did send me a list of the vendors. They seem pretty decent. Again, honestly, if you actually care about artificial intelligence, if you actually care about this stuff, it seems like a decent list of vendors. We'll kind of see, how that goes. If we go take a look at this, speakers, 1,000 plus speakers. Oh lordy, 1,000 plus speakers. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. They're speakers. Just like anything in life, there's speakers and speakers. A lot of speakers that go to these conferences, just be careful. Basically what they're doing is they're shilling their product. One of the things you have to think about with conferences is they need product too, right? Just like I need stupid stuff to scream about, they need to get people on stages so that the audience has somebody to look at, right? So a lot of times when there's call to speakers, one of the things you do have to be careful about is, there's a lot of shills out there. Not only a shill, I don't mind shills. I'm a shill. It's bad shills. Have you ever seen bad shills? Have you seen people that are only there to sell their product and they're really bad at selling their product? That can be a bit of a thing. So one of the things that I would say is when you're doing your list, if you're going to this thing, any conference, when you're doing your list, trying to figure out your agenda, try to figure out what the quality of the speaker will be before you check that off on the list, because that can be a little weird. Because this is it's like 3 days. So it's like 3 days. It's like 8-hour days. So you do need a lot of speakers. 1,000 speakers is a lot. I gotta say, 1,000 speakers is a lot. There's probably gonna be a lot of garbage there, so do be careful about that. Now, if we go over, we take a look. They got their agenda Monday through Thursday, all that stuff going on, keynotes or whatever else, and then you can see the full agenda. And again, like I say, they actually have lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff here. So those are some thoughts about AI4. One of the things that makes me excited though is, so again, I've gone to Las Vegas a lot for conferences over the years. I started going to Las Vegas in 2007, probably. Been to Las Vegas so much. I hate gambling. I don't like gambling. I don't like casinos. There's Meow Wolf. They do have a Meow Wolf outpost. If you're going to Las Vegas, there's something called Meow Wolf. Fucking Santa Fe, Meow Wolf, amazing, go to Meow Wolf. Anyways, there's like an offshoot of Meow Wolf in Las Vegas. Go to that. Anyways, I've been there many times. I don't really care about the food. Food in Las Vegas is kind of crappy, to be honest. I don't get what people are talking about. They're like, it's amazing. Like, it's really not. The food isn't that great. The casinos kind of suck. Anyways, I just go there for the conferences. One of the pains, though, is the price for hotel rooms, right? So again, I have to pay for the hotel rooms. Most of the time, it is nosebleed. Even back in the day for like Interop. Last time I paid for Interop, I still think it was like $200 a night for a hotel room. And that was kind of like on the off season. That was down at Mandalay Bay or whatever back in the day. One of the things I am happy about with this is Treasure Island. So if you know anything about Las Vegas, AI4 is going to be at the Venetian. Venetian has rooms for about $200 a night, but I don't really want to waste money. Treasure Island is across the way. I've stayed at Treasure Island a lot. Again, I'm not going to recommend Treasure Island. I have my issues with Treasure Island, but it's a good location and it's an adequate hotel. But one of the things I am just flabbergasted over is look at these nightly rates. $22 a night. Now, to be clear, they add their dumbass resort fee on top of that. So, for 4 nights or whatever else, it still comes out to $328. So the number is kind of wonky. But again, if you've done any conferences in Las Vegas, like, look at these numbers. Like if you take a look at it, a tower suite. If you go for a tower suite, tower suites are kind of cool. I did a tower suite once. That was very nice. But a tower suite for like 4 nights is still $584, and that's supposedly with taxes and fees and all that included. So normally, again, you go to Las Vegas, and holy hell, the prices for hotel rooms, like during CES, the cheapest hotel room I think in the Venetian is going to run you like $800 a night. Aria, I still haven't been to Aria. I want to go to Aria. I don't know. I think during CES it's like 2,000. And I show you this is how Las Vegas works. During CES, Aria is like $2,000 a night. After CES, Aria is like $50 a night. No crap, seriously, that's how it works. So anyways, one of the things I do like to see about this is that the hotel rooms do seem to be dirt cheap in the beginning of August. So therefore, the price won't be too bad. Again, hotel price won't be too bad. Hotel price won't be too bad. Airfare is going to be whatever airfare is. And then you decide whether or not you want to pay for the tickets for AI4. So anyways, there you go. There's something. Again, I get to go. I get to talk with people. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it's amazing. Look, I talk about amazing. Like, people think I hate AI. I don't hate AI. I talk about Granite 4. What's my favorite model? IBM Granite 4. I am in love with IBM's concept of artificial intelligence. Why? Because it makes half a fucking ounce of sense. You have never heard me, I don't think, I'm snarky about everything. Anyways, you've never heard me be too snarky about IBM's AI play, because it actually seems really reasonable. Shocking. You don't hear me screaming about RAG, right? RAG is a pretty good idea. You don't hear me screaming about vector database, because it's a really good idea. You don't hear me screaming about OpenAI or YOLO or Moondream or whatever, because those are actually pretty good implementations. Look, there's a lot of good stuff to artificial intelligence. It's just, you know, it's not my fault that Sam Altman is a piece of crap. It's like, look, there's a lot of good things about AI. Sam Altman is not one of them. It doesn't mean I hate the entire thing. Anyways, as I was saying, my biggest frustration with what's going on with AI right now is really valuations. SpaceX, 1.77 trillion. Anthropic, a trillion. OpenAI, trillion. You have to understand, from a technology world, right? Business and the technology go hand in hand. And when the numbers, when the financials get that far out of whack, I just know how this goes. I've been in this game for long enough. So anyways, that's why I'm going to AI4. Yes, I am a sellout. If you're like, Eli's a sellout, yes. The bigger question is, why aren't you a sellout? Wow, tell me, explain to me how your mortgage is paid. You mean you don't do any work for anybody else? You only do absolutely what you want to do. Wow, that's amazing. How do you pay your mortgage? How do I get my my mommy to pay my mortgage for me? So I am selling out, but it's just in the normal whatever. So anyways, if you're going to be there, I'm going to be starting to set up interview slots. I have to get that list of those people. That's what's hard. They're so nice. They're like, just send us a list and we will help get you connected. I'm like, oh, you motherfuckers want me to make a list now? Oh, look at you. Oh, look at you. Like, oh, I give you a list and then you'll help me out. Oh, yeah, I guess I got to get a list. Fuck. Anyways, AI4 people, you're watching, I'll get you that list. I'm working on it. So anyways, have you been to AI4? What do you think about AI4? What do you even think about conferences? What is a good price for a conference? I don't know. Put your thoughts down below. Or not. Again, you do you. This is not a recommendation. This is 100% not a recommendation. If you go to AI4, if you spend the money on AI4 and it sucks ass, which is a reasonable expectation, that is a 100% reasonable expectation, I don't care. It's not my problem. I'm just saying I'm going. Anyways. See y'all later.